Let's get started with our first news. Khabib Nurmagomedov has shared a very personal and heartfelt message. He hopes Conor changes his life. In a recent conversation, Khabib spoke openly about Conor and the long list of controversies that have surrounded the former champion for years. This wasn't just about criticism, it was more of a wake-up call. Khabib said he sincerely hopes Conor makes a change, not just for his own sake, but for the sake of everyone around him. Because whether Conor realizes it or not, his actions don't only affect him, they can impact many others, friends, fans, family, and especially the young people who still look up to him. In Khabib's words, "I don't want to mention his name. This is punishment. This is punishment. And he keeps doing this." The message was direct. Khabib believes that the lifestyle Conor is living is already leading to negative consequences, not only for himself, but for those close to him. He pointed to everything that's been going on, the incidents involving elderly people, the constant headlines about women, the alcohol, the drugs. Khabib didn't try to sugarcoat anything. He called it what he believes it truly is: punishment. And in his eyes, that punishment has already begun. But here's the key: Khabib didn't speak from a place of hate. What he said came from something deeper, spiritual concern. He continued, "But you know what the most beautiful part of this is? Allah always gives us, doesn't matter who you are, a chance to come back. Always. There is always in this world a chance to come back." There was hope in his words. He wasn't dismissing Conor. On the contrary, he was reminding everyone that even someone like Conor, with all his mistakes, still has the chance to turn things around. Redemption is always possible. "This is the most beautiful thing," Khabib said. "Doesn't matter how big you are, Allah is gonna give you the chance to come back." And to Khabib, that message is everything. It's the foundation of forgiveness and growth. The idea that no matter how far someone falls, the path to return is still there. There's always an open door. "I think he has that chance," Khabib added, "and he needs to change the way he lives." And then he explained why he chose to speak out at all. "Why am I talking about this? Because even though I know him and he knows me, I say this with sincerity. If he changes, he can change so many other lives too." That's the core of it. Khabib doesn't just want Conor to grow for his own good. He believes Conor's transformation could create a ripple effect, a wave of positive influence. If he does not change, Khabib warned, there will be punishment, always. That is what I'm talking about. Before moving to the next news, we have one quick request for you. We're constantly working on improving our content to earn your love and support. That's why we truly appreciate it if you could take just a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your support really helps us grow and bring you even better content every single time. And of course, don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. Let us know what you think we should improve next. Your feedback means a lot to us, and we're always listening. Thank you. Moving on to the second news, Sean O'Malley is feeling confident about a potential trilogy with Merab. Appearing recently on the Overdogs podcast, Sean opened up about his mindset following 2 tough losses to Merab. And despite the setbacks, the energy from Sean was anything but defeated. In fact, he made it clear that not only does he expect a third fight to happen someday, but when it does, he believes he'll be the one with his hand raised. "Some might say I've been humbled, brother," Sean said, pausing for a moment. "I don't know, I've always looked at this fight game pretty logically, like, hey, I lost to Merab twice. So fighting for the title again for a third time after 2 losses? It just doesn't seem to make that much sense." But he continued, "I still got that confidence. I still believe I can put anybody's lights out. That's never changed." That's the core of who Sean is. Confidence even in adversity. He knows the reality of the scorecards, but deep down he doesn't doubt his potential to come back and win. "I truly believe I can beat Merab," he declared. "There's gonna be a trilogy. Maybe not right away, maybe not this year, but someday it'll happen, and when it does, I'll be ready. I still got that delusion in me, and I love it. That delusion is what got me here in the first place." He went on to explain what he sees when watching Merab on tape. "It's weird watching him on film. He just looks so sloppy, but he's got that weird ability to hide his takedowns. He surprises you. He did that in the first fight and again in the second. But I know I can put that dude out. I've felt it. I've seen it. So yeah, maybe I'm a little more humble these days, but I'm still a little delusional and I'm good with that." And now, as he looks ahead to his next chapter, Sean is focused on reminding the world exactly WHO he is and why he's still a serious contender. My next fight, he said, I'm going out there to remind everybody how skilled I am. The only real person I've lost to is Merab. Yeah, I lost to Cheeto, but let's be honest, that was a fluke. I proved that. My only real losses are to Merab. He added, in this sport, fans have short memories. You're only as good as your ALST fight. And yeah, Merab beat me. So now, people are saying, Sugar sucks, but that's fine. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna remind them, I'm still that guy. I can still knock people out. I still want it. This isn't a hobby for me. This is my life. I'm not going to fade away. I'm not just gonna say, hey, it was fun while it lasted. Nah, man, I'm still chasing gold. I want 10 more fights. I've still got the hunger, still got the drive, still got the passion to perform at the highest level. I'm not going anywhere. And I believe my next performance, he finished, it'll be my best. Doesn't matter who, doesn't matter where. I'm gonna show up, put on a beautiful clinic, and remind the world I'm as good as I say I am. Now on to another piece of news. Ilya, is he not that good? That's the question being asked. After two respected UFC legends, TJ Dillashaw and Rampage Jackson, gave some eye-opening commentary that's been stirring up debates across the MMA world. After putting together a wild streak of knockouts and finishing fights in dominant fashion, Ilya has been praised by many fans and analysts as one of the most dangerous finishers in the game right now. His aggression, precision, and finishing instinct have earned him serious respect, but as it turns out, not everyone is completely sold on the hype. Up until recently, most of the criticism toward Ilya came from fans online, but that has changed. When TJ and Rampage speak, people listen, and both fighters just shared some detailed insight that caught a lot of attention. To be clear, they both emphasized that they respect Ilya and aren't trying to discredit what he's accomplished. However, they pointed out something that could completely change the conversation around his success. What's the issue? According to them, the problem lies not with what Ilya is doing right, but with what his opponents are doing wrong. And that's the key. They say his recent opponents have made poor strategic choices by engaging Ilya in boxing range, the exact place where Ilya is most dangerous. Think about that. Instead of taking a smarter, more calculated approach, most of Ilya's opponents have fought him exactly where he thrives, standing right in front of him, throwing hands. As TJ Dillashaw explained, someone that's not going to play that middle ground right here is where I don't want to be with Ilya. I want to be outside. I want to be landing my kicks. I want to be moving. Mix it up with takedown. Even if he's got good wrestling, I need to be a full-round MMA fighter to beat a guy like Ilya. I'm not going to beat him by standing still. That's where he's the best. So why be there? He continued, personally, I want to be far enough to land kicks and keep moving. That kind of distance makes it harder for him to reach me. I'll circle around, I'll grapple, I'll force him into deep water and make him tired. Then came Rampage's take, and he didn't hold back. Hey, I'm a big fan of Ilya. I hate that I'm gonna say this, but he's right. What's Ilya's biggest weakness? Head kicks. Man, he got kicked upside his head and dropped. That's a real hole in his game. Rampage went on to explain what he would do. If I were fighting someone like Ilya, especially a guy with strong boxing, I'd use the cover roll. He's got a nice jab, but he doesn't always set it up the smartest way. I'd parry that jab and roll right into a counter. That's a technique that most guys don't use anymore. Most of them just throw, then pull back. But that's a mistake. You give a finisher like Ilya that kind of opening, he'll end your night quick. So, is Ilya a top-tier fighter? Absolutely. But what TJ and Rampage are saying is, until someone brings the right game plan, we won't truly know how good he really is. Next up, Khamzat fires back at Aden Ross. Things got a little wild recently after Aden made a claim that shocked a lot of fans. During one of his live podcasts, Aden said that Khamzat, or someone claiming to represent him, asked for a whopping $700,000 just to appear on his stream. Yeah, you heard that right, $700,000. Aden couldn't believe it himself. He was clearly amused and decided to share the story publicly. I don't care if I air this out, Aden said, laughing. I connected someone with a guy from Khamzat's team, and the guy said, $700K to stream with Khamzat. I never laughed so hard in my life. He described the moment as absolutely ridiculous and made it sound like the kind of thing that couldn't possibly be real. But Khamzat wasn't laughing. In fact, he didn't take too kindly to the story. Not long after the clip started gaining traction, Khamzat took to Instagram and responded in his usual blunt style. He posted, "Who is this bull gay?" A short but very loud statement that made fans do a double take. The message was clearly aimed at Aden, and the internet exploded with reactions. That single post sparked a lot of confusion. Was Khamzat seriously offended? Was this a misunderstanding? Or was someone just pretending to represent him? That's when things took another turn. According to Aden, shortly after the drama started circulating, he got a phone call from none other than Ali Abdelaziz, a well-known manager in the MMA world, and someone connected with fighters like Islam and Khamzat, and Ali had something important to say. "Aden, I don't think you were talking to the real person," Ali told him. "That's not his manager." Boom, plot twist. Apparently, the guy who told Aden it would cost $700K to book Khamzat wasn't actually Khamzat's official manager at all. It was a fake contact posing as part of Khamzat's team. But wait, it gets even crazier. Aden went on to reveal that the same fake manager also tried to set up another stream appearance for Khamzat just a few months earlier for only $100,000. That left everyone wondering, how did the price suddenly go from 100K to 700K? Was it inflation? Was it ego? Or just straight up scam tactics? In the end, Aden took the high road at least a little bit. He said, "I respect the hustle, but come on, man. That's crazy." He clarified that the stream never happened and that he's not holding any grudges, but the door isn't completely closed. In fact, Aden left things open with a playful tone, saying maybe, just maybe, the Khamzat and Aden stream could still happen. If the right people get involved and no fake reps are in the mix, who knows? For now though, one thing's for sure, when Khamzat responds, the internet listens. And if this stream ever becomes real, expect fireworks. Now moving on to even more heated drama, Khamzat and Du Plessis are turning up the heat ahead of what was already one of the most anticipated showdowns in recent UFC history, and just when you thought it couldn't get any more intense, things got personal. It all started when Khamzat snapped during an interview. He was responding to recent comments made by Du Plessis, comments that crossed a serious line. According to Khamzat, Du Plessis mocked his childhood lip scar, something that had nothing to do with fighting and everything to do with disrespect. That moment flipped a switch in the Chechen. He didn't hold back. He called out Du Plessis for stepping over the line and issued a chilling warning. "I understand this is a fighting sport," said Khamzat, speaking in a calm but serious tone. "We punch each other in the face and bleed inside the cage. That's what we signed up for. But still, there must be some kind of professionalism. You talk too much, and when you talk too much, some bad stuff is gonna happen. Some very bad stuff. Somebody might die, you know." That statement alone sent shockwaves through the MMA community. The matchup already had intensity. Now it's explosive. The rivalry has reached a whole new level. This isn't just about rankings anymore. This is personal vengeance. Two men, both at the top of their game, ready to step inside the cage with bad intentions. And Du Plessis? He wasn't about to back down. He responded just as boldly, making it very clear that he's not afraid, not even a little bit. He's more than ready to go to war, and he's prepared to leave everything inside that octagon. "When the night comes," said Du Plessis, "it's not about teaching him a lesson. This isn't school. This is the fight of my life. It's about proving, once again, that I will be the greatest of all time. And to do that, I'll do whatever I have to, whatever it takes. You're only as good as your opponent lets you be, and I'm not going to let him look good. I might let him look tough. I might let him throw, but I'm not going to let him win." When asked if he was concerned about Khamzat's threats or the rising tension, Du Plessis stayed calm, cool, and focused. "He doesn't have the greatest record," he said. "That doesn't shake me. I try not to worry about things I can't control. I focus on my work, my training, my performance. The UFC always finds a plan, and believe me, I'm going to defend what's mine." He ended with one final message: "There's no way I'm leaving without my belt. The belt doesn't define me. My performance defines me. And unfortunately for him, this fight is the personification of that. The stage is set. The fire is real. This isn't just a fight. This is a war waiting to happen."